and clay dry shit is the best time to have anal. So today we are going to... I was gonna sing. Put it in my bum, 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 put it in my bum.
Put it in my butt, put it in my, put it up, put it in my butt, put it in my butt.
Okay, well, yeah, today we're talking about let me put it up your bum, basically.
Let me.
Just let me put it up your bum.
Specifically, put it up your bum. And we're mainly talking about male bum holes because there is this huge stigma around putting things in male bum holes. But this can also relate to female bum holes too, because I think a lot of people have issues with bum play and butt stuff.
Including me, to be honest. I think I'm one of those people that's just like, oh my god, no. But also, I'm like intrigued by it and want to learn more and want to actually experiment.
I think I'm one of those bum people that have always been like into the idea of it, but when it's actually happened, I've not enjoyed it. And so it's annoyed me because I'm like, anal's really cool. I really want to be into it. And then every time I do, my bum hole's like, nope, didn't enjoy that. Great, cool, thanks.
Yeah, that's annoying. But you love the rim, but you just don't like things being inserted.
Yeah, fuck me. The rim is good. Oh, yeah, that's it. I like the outside butt stuff fun.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've got any qualms about it being butt stuff and potentially being, shitty.
That's so funny because I'm not a fan of the rim, but I don't mind if someone puts a finger up my bum.
I love how different we are
I know.
about butt stuff. It just goes to show that like everyone has a different opinion about butt stuff.
Basically, the reason we wanted to make this video was that there are just so many people out there, mainly guys, who are so afraid of experiencing anal play when it can literally open up your world to a whole new level of pleasure.
I feel like every man that's watching this is going either like, oh my god, no way, or like, yes, you're so right, like butt stuff is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like if you know, you know.
Yeah, you know, you're in the anal club.
We had like a really good podcast episode with Ben Hurst, and he was talking about how I think it was like maybe his best sexual experience, and the girl got nicknamed the Golden Finger because she put her finger up his bum, and it was just like he was just like, it was the best orgasm I've ever experienced.
Yeah, it's magical. I mean, men have a prostate, and we all know that is basically like the male G-spot. It's a bundle of nerve endings right inside your bumhole. For a lot of people, can be really extremely pleasurable.
Yeah.
And we know that women can find pleasure from anal play for sure. I've seen women come in front of my eyes just from anal sex. But like men,
in front of your eyes?
In front of my eyes. On porn sets. In front of my eyes. You're like, in front of your... Well, I mean, I could say like on the computer, but...
Yeah, true.
No, like actually on a porn set.
Actually in IRL.
Yeah, I know people who can come from anal. My ex was like super into like fingers and prostate massages. The way he described it was like if you massaged a prostate, it would just feel like a constant orgasm, bit like a G-spot.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like if that's hit in the right way and you're just like pleasure. He was like it feels like I'm coming, but I'm not.
Wow.
I was like, oh my god.
I'm actually yet to properly massage someone's prostate. Like, I kind of did it, but I was blackout drunk and I don't remember doing it. I just had this like weird little flashback of like potentially putting my finger up his bum, and the next day I had to be like, did I put my finger up your bum? And he was like, yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
But I can't imagine that it was that good if I was like wasted, because I would not have known.
You don't really know what you're doing, but we also forget that like the bum hole doesn't have that many nerve endings in it, as in apart from the prostate. So like it probably doesn't feel as sensitive or as painful, for example, than a vagina.
Yeah, potentially. But anyway, I want to put my finger up someone's bum. I want to experience what that actually would do to a guy.
Yeah, I want to see it. Well, I mean, I want to see it. I have seen it.
Yes.
But it's different for different people. Like prostates aren't like, but anal play isn't for everyone. It's just like the same as anal play isn't for every girl, every guy, and we all have different nerve endings in different areas, and we can't expect someone to be into it. But I think it's important to give it a go at least once in your life. Or if not multiple goes with different people, because different people are going to give you different experiences, are going to feel different.
Yeah, I definitely think that guys should not rule it out just because that makes them feel a bit weird, or they think it makes them not straight, which is just so backwards.
So bizarre. Why would a woman putting her finger up your bum make you gay? Like that. I think that maybe is that something that we've just learned from the movies and like as we've grown up. Like, oh, I mean, it's like two guys can kiss and still not be gay.
Yeah.
We need to get over this fucking fear of like you do something that might be a little bit effeminate or against the status quo.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking what? Like, your sexuality is fluid anyway. Like, just get over it.
I was gonna say two guys can fuck and not be gay. They could fuck and be like, hey, that wasn't for me. Wow, would you look at that? I'm not into that. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. But also, it doesn't have to just be fingers up bums, because fingers can be a little bit scary because they have fingernails.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ridges in there. I mean, you can use latex gloves, and I would always recommend using a condom. And of course, the ultimate is lubricant if you're going to do something like this.
Yes.
Like, this is like one of the most important factors when it comes to actually any kind of penetration, but especially anal play, because the anus can't produce its own lubrication. Yeah.
But butt plugs are also a really great way of experimenting with sticking stuff up your bum. But you have to make sure that they have a flared base, because if something gets stuck up your bum, you probably won't be able to get it out.
The anus sucks. Like, literally. We were talking to
Dr. Christopher Jones.
Yeah, Dr. Christopher Jones on our latest podcast. You've got to check it out, where he talks a lot about this, where because he's a doctor, he gets a lot of people coming in with items dislodged up inside them. And a vagina is almost like, he called it a cul-de-sac. So like, if something goes up, it's often a lot easier to get back down again. But of course, with your anus, it goes on for like the intestine length, which can be 2 double-decker bus worth.
Yeah, and you don't want to have to go to hospital to get something out your bum, because you might actually lose control of your bowels. So basically, let people stick stuff up your bum, but make sure it's either attached to a hand, a body, or it has a flared base and it's meant to go up your bum.
I mean, of course, with anything like this, you always need to talk to your partner. You need to have someone who's actually down to do it, wants to give it a go, wants to try it and test it out with you, because a lot of people aren't okay with that, and you kind of want to do it with somebody who's like really up for it and isn't going to matter about the mess or any problems that might happen, because like, as with anything, like always problems can occur. It's very rare that they do, but they can happen. I think a lot of people, they're worried about the shit thing, because we shit out our assholes, and a lot of people are obsessed with the idea that we're all crystal fucking clean down there because of porn, where, you know, you will have to douche every time you have anal fun or sex fun, and it would be like us wiping our vaginas and cleaning our vaginas out before we had sex. It would be so damaging for our vaginas.
Yeah,
they would not be happy with that at all.
I think if you're going to engage in any type of anal play, just make sure that you clean yourself as well as you can.
Just use some flushable baby wipes.
Yeah, exactly. Just use it, make it squeaky clean as much as you can, and if you use lube, then you're not very likely to get anything on you.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got IBS like I do, then sometimes you can't necessarily predict what your bowels are going to do. So sometimes you might have like very sloppy consistency, or sometimes it might be like clay dry, and clay dry shit is the best time to have anal.
Yeah,
there's like no residue.
The ghost poo.
The ghost poo, when you wipe and there's nothing there, you're like, alright.
Woo!
Spooky!
So spooky.
Did you know that a phantom poo is when you poo and you look back in the toilet and it's gone up the U-bend, so you can't see it anymore? Ghost poos and phantom poos.
Oh my god. I think on the other side of things, I definitely used to be one of those people that'd be like, I would never put my finger up someone's bum. It's also normal to be on the other side of things. Like, actually, I don't fancy putting anything up my partner's bum. Like, that's also fine as well. But I think it's worth like a conversation and worth like kind of loosening up for, because if you want to give your partner that like ultimate pleasure, then you should kind of be up for for sort of experimenting with these things.
And trying everything. But
Yeah.
you're right on that aspect. Like when I've done it before in the past, I was quite nervous about it and unsure.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're always nervous about something that we're not used to. So like the first time you ever have sex, you're nervous. First time you ever finger someone, you're nervous. First time you ever kiss, you're nervous. And it was the same with like anal play. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna do it wrong. What if I mess it up? What if I'm not good enough? But it just took a lot of communicating and putting a condom on and putting your finger in and making a lot of eye contact and being like, okay, well, does this bit feel nice? Or like, does that feel good? And I remember him sitting there going like, oh yeah, that's it, yeah. Like
That
you
sounds
could
so
tell.
good. That sounds like
It was
cute.
It was cute. It was really interesting because obviously, you know, like that's kind of the same with a G-spot. No woman generally has a G-spot like set in place. I just remember it being really hard to get into though because my fingers weren't really long enough. So I was really pushing as hard as possible.
Oh wow, was it
And on
quite
top of
far
that-
up?
Yeah, well, I mean, for him it was, but it could be, I guess it could be anywhere on anyone. And it's the same with women's G-spots. Some women's G-spots are really high up, some are really close to the entrance.
Yeah. What did you do once you get it far up? Do you just do the come hither motion?
Yeah, so actually I remember pressing because that's all I could really do while I was in there. Like there is so much pressure. You're constantly trying to be pushed out. I suppose it's like if you're having a good time then your muscles flex and you're just like and I just remember my arm aching because I was like I was sucking him off at the same time as massaging the prostate and he was just like, oh, like loving it.
I think it literally couldn't be a game changer for blowjobs. I think that if you actually do this to someone, you might change their life forever.
Yeah, you might. I mean, I think it's cool. I think anal play is cool, and I think it's cool to at least try it once. At least.
Just make sure you have the conversation before it happens. Make sure you're both up for it. Don't ever do a surprise finger up the bum. Anything up the bum should never be a surprise, basically.
Oh my God, never. You hear those horror stories where it's like, yeah, I was getting with her and then suddenly she stuck her finger up and it's like, who taught you to do that? Where's the consent? Where's the, hey, are you okay with this? That's like very violating.
Yeah. The thing with that is that I think a lot of guys might be like, in person, if you ask them, they might be like, no, I don't want to do that. But if you did it and then they enjoyed it in the moment, they would be like, oh.
Oh, I think we do that a lot. Sometimes we're like, oh no, I wouldn't be into that. But in the moment, we're like, hey, I'm actually, that's like really, really cool. I'm really into that.
100%, especially if you're a little bit like uptight or if you're not that open with talking about sex, then I think those things can happen quite often.
Or you just haven't been taught the right way, you know?
Yeah.
That lack of education.
Yeah.
And like, fuck's sake, like poo is poo. That is just what comes part and parcel with it. You're just gonna have to get over that fear because it would be the same if like vaginal sex, like you get blood, you get discharge, you get like all kinds of shit coming out of there. And it's the same with shit. That's why using a condom or using gloves and lube will protect you from that. And also worst case scenario, the worst happens, which is what's happened to me with anal, where I have literally shit on his dick. You just kind of have to laugh about it. Like, it's a human bodily function and it's not the end of the world.
Exactly. So everyone go out there and have your little bits of anal fun. Be open to it because you know what? You might actually enjoy it.
Hell yeah. I mean, we're all rooting for it. Oh yeah, it's all about having better sex.
Exactly.
Better
That's
sex,
what life's about.
better fun. No shame, no judgment, just more fun.
Let us know what you think about stuff.
Fucking hell, Florence, whoa.
Oh, my brain. Let us know what you think about having things stuck up your bum in the comments below.
I'm
That's what I
pointing to
meant
the
to say.
comments, but it looks like I'm pointing to my bumhole. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, as well as please check us out on social media under Come Curious, C-O-M-E Curious, as well as our personal accounts Reed Amber X and Florence Bart.
And we have a podcast called Fucks Given, so definitely go check that out where we talk to a bunch of different people, different guests every single week about their sexual experiences.
It's we learn loads of stuff.
We learn so much, oh my god. But anyway, we'll see you in a couple of days.
See you soon.
Bye!